What's up, everybody? Hammer here. Sorry it's been so long since I've done a video, but life's been kind of busy with work and all that. That being said, I have had time to put together a super nice custom SR-25, which is what we're going to talk about today. So, a little bit about this gun. I built this based off of the Mancraft CNC receiver sets. So, these receiver sets are amazing. They are 7075 aircraft grade aluminum that Mancraft CNC's in-house. So when I got this, I had to pre-order it, and I waited about a month and a half, I want to say. But what it came with was the receiver sets, the dust cover, magazine release, and then on the other side, the selector and the fake bolt release. So I want to call this G&P spec because just G&P everything fits perfectly with it. That being said, Retro Arms based some of their CNC off of the G&P spec, which is what is inside of this gun gearbox wise, is the Retro Arms CNC split V2 or V2.5 gearbox. So this is about as typical of an SR-25 pattern as you can get in airsoft. It runs off of the V2.5 system. You have G&P buffer tube. They've got the numbered one, fit really nice. The charging handle I poached out of an A&K gun I had, as well as the barrel here, or outer barrel here, and then this is a PTS Century Arms licensed handguard. So the PTS handguard here is meant to fit into an AR-15, and the AR-10 style uppers are bigger. So there was two little points that were supposed to be locking mechanisms on a standard AR-15 receiver that I had to file down on this rail just to get it to fit. Moving forward, I have this, which I got from Hop Up. The guy imported it from Hong Kong. I want to say through WGC shop, but this is an officially licensed OSS suppressor. I do have some foam in here just because this gun is like really loud because of the air volume, and I'm running a shorter barrel because I did sort of a 14.5, 15-inch setup. But this gun came, or not this gun, sorry, this can came with a tracer unit inside from Ace Tech, and then is a quick mount through the muzzle brake here, and it just screws on. So if you have your suppressor, or not your suppressor, your tracer in here inside your can, screws on, now you can use your tracer rounds. Like I said, I filled it with foam just because when this gun fires, it is fairly loud, and the foam does help cut that initial pop down. Moving on to the internals. Kidding. We'll talk about the scope. So this is not a real Vortex razor. This is a... Oops. My camera. This is a reproduction, but it is one of the nicer reproduction scopes I've ever handled in my 10 years playing. So this Vortex is, I want to say Evolution Gear is the name of the guys that do it, and it is very crisp. The eye relief is really nice, the reticle is really nice, and the illumination in it is super nice. I got it from Hop Up with the mount included off a guy for 250 bucks. And this is what the scope itself costs. So I got a, $60 mount, $250 scope, 300 plus worth of stuff for 250 bucks shipped. Wasn't bad. Has all the official Vortex trademarks. The turret caps screw on and off very nice. And then the adjustment here, super nice. Hopefully I didn't mess up my zero, but everything about this scope, super nice. That's not why we're here though. We're here for the gun. So as you can see, I've got some PTS furniture on here, and then moving to the inside, I have the Retro Arms split V2.5 gearbox. I went with the split design because I don't know about you guys, if you tech or not, but whenever you have to refresh your lubrication, or if a piston strips, or if an O-ring tears, or any little like compression issue you might have, you have to open up a standard gearbox and you have to worry about your shimming down in here. With a 2.5 or a split gearbox, you do not have to worry about that. You quite literally for this particular setup, you unscrew the buffer tube. You don't even have to take it all the way off the gun. You just have to back the screw out of the upper portion of the gearbox, and you pull out the rear pin here. Once you do that, the entire top of the gearbox comes off. There's all your compression. So for that ease and simplicity, that is why I went with the split gearbox. So with this gun, I put a 130 130 Garter spring in it, thinking, that would get me my 1.88 to 1.9-ish joules. The reason I'm going higher than 1.88 marginally is because I play Third Coast Airsoft Milsim events, and their DMR limit is 2.1 joules. So that's why I built this gun, was for Milsim use. That being said, the 130 spring gave me a whopping 2.5 joules. This semi-automatic sniper rifle, that is not, was hitting what a bolt action gun should be hitting. So I put a 120 spring in there, and I got 1.84, I believe, if I remember right. And the trigger response to this is super crisp. I'm using the standard Rocket 19 tooth 18-to-1 gears, but I have a 33k RPM brushless motor from ADV. I was trying to put a T238 motor in it, but I could not find a brushless T238 in stock. ADV was what I could find, so I figured why not. Threw it in, works great. Compression wise, I have an SR-25 specific nozzle made by FPS Air. They are an Italian-based company, and I ordered the compression parts from Brill. I used a Retro Arms SR-25 piston, which I had heard some bad things about, but they have proven to have greatly increased the quality of them, and it's done great. I've got about 5,000 rounds through this gun and have had no issues with the piston at all, no signs of cracking or any of that. And then it meshes in fantastically with the Retro Arms Retro Arms upper gearbox portion. The cylinder head is a max cylinder head. The air nozzle, as I said, is the FPS one. The spring is the Garter 120. And then for an electrical component trigger, essentially, I have a gate Aster installed. I went with the Aster because at the time I couldn't find Titans or Titan 2s in stock. I had an Aster already that I had pulled out of a different gun. So I put it in with a Nova trigger, and I found out that the Asters measure the cam of the sector gear. So you don't have to set it for any kind of specific tooth count like you do the Titans. With the Titan, you have to do DSG, 19 tooth, and then your standard ratios, high speed, torque, and standard. The Aster, you don't have to do that, so it kind of cuts out a programming step. And then for the trigger, I'm running the Quantum trigger. Sorry, Gate has two different triggers. They have the Nova for the Titans, and they have the Quantum specifics for the Asters. That's what I'm running on parts on the inside for gearbox wise. Barrel wise, as you can see here, I have a Max Pro hop up, and then I'm using a Maple Leaf bucking, the Macaron. And then for the nub, I'm actually using the one that came with the Max that has a slight curve to it, and I have gotten some excellent results from that. I'm lobbing 3.36 gram BBs, 300 feet roughly. It's a 300 foot gun. I can accurately make 300 foot shots with it, and have. Inner barrel, I've got a Prometheus, I want to say 363 barrel. Essentially, it comes flush with the flash hider out here, and this is a 15-inch barrel, so it might be slightly smaller than 363 because I think that is exactly 16 inches. But I digress on that. So I built this gun with accuracy and performance in mind, and it has definitely lived up to all of that hype. that initial 130 2.5 joules, I could shoot ungodly far. I'm pretty sure I could outrange bolt action sniper rifles with just this setup. Sadly, that being said, where can you use a 2.5 joule DMR? But anyway, so that is this. I just wanted to share with you guys the just overall performance and how good this gun looks. This is the most solid replica I have ever built. Like, nothing wobble. Like, listen. That, what you're hearing right there, was this. Hold that. All right, now the bolt release here. Hold the bolt release and shake it. Nothing. There's no wobble. There's no play. It is solid. If you guys have any questions, appreciate you watching all the way to the end of the video. Please like, subscribe, share. I'm going to try, I know I say this in every video, I'm going to try and have more videos and content up and really get the channel booming. That is as work and all that imply. But if you guys have any questions that I've not answered in this video, please drop them in the comments and I'll reply accordingly. In the meantime, thank you for watching.